And the Aesthetic Atelier is Australia's first and only business program for cosmetic nurses. My guest is here to talk to us about the cosmetic injectables that she uses and how she is shaking up the industry with her new ideas. Lorna Zelenak, I should say, welcome to the program. Good to have you in studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries at all. So you are a cosmetic nurse. Let's talk a little bit about your journey and how you got into the industry, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started off by doing my Bachelor of Nursing. From there, I went and worked in the wards in the hospital. I found that the conditions were quite poor, the pay was poor, and ultimately, the hours weren't too great. So I always had an underlying desire to go into dermatology or do something in the skin or injectables. So I decided to throw myself in the deep end and do a certificate in cosmetic nursing. So from there, I did lots of one-on-one practical skills, lots of study, and I ended up opening my own business, Cosmetic Injectables by Lorna, at the end of 2019. So we provide anti-wrinkle, dermal filler services and fat dissolving services as well too.
I'm incredibly scared of needles, so but we'll get into that. So hopefully you created a program for cosmetic nurses as well. Tell us a bit about that and what's involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first got into the industry, I found that we had a lot of support for practical skills, but not for business skills. So the Aesthetic Atelier is Australia's first and only business program for cosmetic nurses. So we help teach cosmetic nurses the theoretical and practical and business skills in order to help them and their businesses excel.
That's incredible to think, the triple threat sort of thing that comes out of it, the business side of things as well, I think is really important. So let's talk a little bit more about what's involved in the program and how you guys educate people in those ways.
Yeah, we actually have so much involved in the program. So there's a lot to unpack, but basically we do webinars, we do mentorship, we do coaching, we do industry classes, and we do live events as well too. So we actually had our very first live event last weekend, which was our Cosmetic Nurses High Tea, which had nurses from all over Melbourne come together and network, which was really, really awesome.
Awesome. So how many businesses has the program helped out based on what you've been doing?
So we've helped impact over 100 businesses all over Australia so far. So it's been really awesome to have that reach and able to help so many nurses in their businesses.
Incredible stuff. Yeah, nurses have had a tough couple of years, so I appreciate what you've been up to. I suppose, what are the future business plans for you and the team moving forward? Can you give us a glimpse into the crystal ball about what's next?
So much, quite honestly, but to do what we do already, but on a bigger scale, and also to help advocate for change in our industry. So a lot of laws in cosmetic nursing are quite grey, a lot of grey areas. We want it to be a bit more black and white, so continually advocating for that in our industry is really important to help support the future generation of our cosmetic nurses coming through.
That's interesting. Yeah, that grey area stuff, I think it's one that people haven't looked at sort of properly, or would you say that that's the case?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something that we're getting more stronger in our voice about now as well too, but it's something that's very important for us as practitioners and patients as well too, because it comes down to making sure our nurses are supported and well educated, but also the same aspect of our patients. They're actually supported, educated, and understanding that the treatments that they're having as well too.
Awesome stuff, Lorna. And if people want to find out a bit more or maybe get some help from you guys, where should they be looking?
So you can look us up on Google, so theaestheticatelier.com.au. Otherwise, you can find us on our socials on Instagram and Facebook, theaestheticatelier.au.
I figured you guys would be across the socials and all about it. So thank you so much for your time, Lorna. It's incredible to think about all the work you've been doing.
Thank you very much for having me.